انبعاثات الكربون مالئة الدنيا وشاغلة الناس ودرب البشرية إلى الفناء. حاجتنا اليوم ملحة جدا للانتقال جميعا إلى الطاقة المستدامة التي صار دورها أهم من أي وقت مضى. فعلى الرغم من النمو القياسي للطاقة المتجددة إن الفجوات كبيرة وهي تعيق تحقيق الأهداف المناخية العالمية. في هذا اللقاء نستضيف فرانشيسكو لاكاميرا المدير العام للوكالة الدولية للطاقة المتجددة، فنناقش معا التحديات والفرص لسد فجوة الانبعاثات الكربونية والتقدم الإقليمي في اعتماد الطاقة المتجددة، كما الدعم الذي تحتاج إليه الدول النامية على طريق التحول الطاقي. With Irena report highlighting a significant CO2 emissions gap by 2050 despite current COP commitments, in your opinion, what additional actions are critical to bridge this gap?
So the numbers are very clear. We have installed last year 473 gigawatts of renewable energy, but for getting to the 11.2 terawatt of total installed capacity that should be there 2030 to allow for a reduction of 43% of CO2 emission, taking into consideration the trend of the demand. And this has been requested by the IPCC 1.5 report. We needed to install 1.1 terawatt, almost 1 terawatt per year until 2030. Mm-hmm. We have installed a new record of installed capacity of renewables, but we are not there where we should be. So we are half of the way.
While renewables saw record growth in 2023, progress has been geographically uneven. Which regions are leading, and how do you assess the transformation in Arabic countries?
You know, first of all, we have to question ourselves why we are breaking every year new record of renewable installed capacity, but we are not having a pace that is consistent with the achievement of the Paris Agreement goal, so the triple by 2030. We think there are structural causes for that. One is that the infrastructure is not ready to absorb how much renewable energy we need to install. We don't have a legal environment that is working for renewable, so the market is still designed for the old centralized fossil fuel energy system. And also the institutions are not ready sometimes they have not the capacity to manage an energy system that will be distributed like under renewables, and also professional when it's skill and reskilling the people that is moving from the old fossil fuel energy system to the new one. These are the structural barriers that are impeding to go fast as needed, at the scale that is needed. Together with this, we have this uneven distribution of renewable capacity around the world, where the 80% and more of the total installed capacity is mainly in ASEAN, so China, India, US, EU, and Southeast Asia, or Africa is left behind. So this uneven distribution make the energy transition to not be considered as a just transition. So this should be find a balance and find a way to make the energy transition benefit all citizens in the world, including the African or the Southeastern citizen.
What strategies does Irena have in place to support developing countries in their transition to renewable energy sources, especially addressing challenges like financing and infrastructure?
Oh, that's a very good question. You know, we were born as a knowledge agency, so provide all the elements and the facts that show that our renewables could be a solution, an effective solution. When the agency was born, you know, many considered renewables to be just a niche. Now the market said very clear, renewables. That is the cheapest way to produce power and electricity. So what Irena is doing? Irena is trying to work on the planning, so support the country in their energy planning, also through the support in raising the ambition through the national determined contribution that should be presented this year before COP30. And together with the planning, we are trying to set the frame for investment. And we are also have initiative like the Energy Transition Creative Financing Platform to facilitate the funding of projects in renewables. Not only projects of renewables, but also projects for the supply chains of renewables. So manufacturing of blades, solar, and also batteries and storage. So these are the two mainstream of work, working on the planning and then also moving on facilitating investment on the ground. And we do this also through regional initiative, like for the Accelerated Renewable Energy Partnership for Africa, where we have today 11 African countries with us, together with Germany, Denmark, UAE, and the US, and Japan. And we are launched at COP29 initiative for Central Asia. And we are thinking about launching similar initiative by the end of the year in the occasion of COP30, in the occasion of the Singapore Energy Week for the Southeast Asia and for Latin America.
In our last question, what key takeaways from Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, in your opinion, will shape Irena's approach to accelerating global renewable energy adoption?
I think it was a really insightful and interesting Abu Dhabi Sustainable Week. And, we have already registered the progress that the region is doing and moving fast for renewables, with incredible growth in the Emirates, but also in Saudi Arabia and the other country. But what I like it more of the Abu Dhabi Sustainable Week, that they focus, and we are, as Irena is asking now from years, to focus on the infrastructure. So everyone has made clear that for accelerating our pace and scale in the energy transition, we need to have infrastructure that are built for allow the interconnectivity of the grid, their flexibility, and their balancing. And some is coming very strong, the request to the multilateral financial institutions to focus on this and make the idea of development to be associated to the building of the infrastructure that we need to sustain the new energy system that is coming, that will be largely dominated by renewables, as we have said many times, complemented by the sustainable use of bioenergy or biomass and the hydrogen, mainly the green hydrogen.
Mr. Francesco, thank you for being with us today. We hope to host you in future interviews.
Great pleasure to be with you. Thanks very much for your attention to our work.